Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It is March, which means March Madness, which means I know nothing about football. And March Madness is basketball maybe, but I really don't know, so it doesn't matter. So that does mean I'm making a bracket anyways because I like brackets. But what do I know stuff about? I know stuff about Survivor. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be ranking the seasons right here, right now. My mom's gonna come, so I'm not the only opinion, but pretty much it's just gonna be my opinion with also my mom's influence. So don't take this for like, well, this is the best season of all time or whatever. In my opinion, it is, but like whatever you think, you know. So yeah, before we get on to the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already. With that, we'll get on to the video. Okay, so before my mom gets down here, I'm just gonna write them all. I'm not doing seeds because that'd be too complicated and like confusing. So I'm just gonna do them in numerical order or chronological order, like when they happened, you know, season 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Back. It looks a little messy because I really messed up what's new. One, my marker died, so then I got this one that worked actually better. And then I messed up the amount of brackets and then they moved, but I think it'll make sense as we go along. So I'm gonna see if my mom can come down here now and we're gonna start ranking the seasons. I have my mom here, and the first two seasons we're gonna be doing, because we're gonna try to do them in order, is Borneo and Australia. So that's season 1 and season 2. Borneo is the first season, so you know that. And Australia is the one with Colby, Jerry, those people. So which season do you think should move on, in your opinion?
I think season 2.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna put Australia. And then next we've got Africa and Marquesas. Africa is the season with Ethan's on.
Yeah. One
with Lex and them. Marquesas is Vesepia one. I'm not sure if you remember her. And then
yeah, I do.
Yeah, and then there's Boston Rob's first season. Those people.
I think Marquesas. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
The Africa setting I hated.
Yeah.
I liked Ethan and I'm glad he won, but I liked Marquesas a lot better.
I kind of want to move Africa up.
Yeah?
But, like, I haven't really seen Marquesas that much. So maybe I should take your opinion. Okay, so in that one, we did end up moving Marquesas up. We were just having too much of a discussion that probably wasn't making sense, and it was kind of quiet, so I did cut a bunch of that out. But Marquesas did win over Africa. Okay, next, Thailand and the Amazon. I don't think that's a question. Nobody likes Thailand. And I really like Survivor the Amazon. That's one of my favorites. Okay. So we're just going to move that one up.
Okay.
We're back. And the next question is Pearl Islands or All Stars. I also don't think that one's a question. Pearl Islands is the season with Rupert and Sandra won for the first time. And Johnny Fairplay and them people. And then All Stars. It was the first All Stars, but it's not the greatest season.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it more than most people. I really do like All Stars, and most people don't. But I think Pearl Islands is
I love Pearl Islands.
Yeah, everyone loves Pearl Islands.
That was a fun season.
Okay, the next one is Vanuatu or Palau. Vanuatu is the season with like Amy Cusack, Eliza Orland's first season. What's the season Brian Heidick won? But then Palau is Tom Westman's season. And I think that's probably a better season.
I like Palau better.
Because I think there's a thing that happens that right after an All-Star season, so, like the next season after an All-Star season is usually just bad because like they used up all their good casting juices on their All-Star season, and then the casting people are like, what do we do now? We got to make it bigger and better than the All-Star season. Let's put these people here, and that turns out being bad. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so Palau is moving on.
Yeah. From
this one. So the next one is Guatemala or Panama. This one is more of a debate. I would say Panama, but I feel like most people don't like it, but this is kind of my opinion bracket, and I like Panama. If you don't know, that's Soooo's first season where Otis or RS won with Daniel DiLorenzo, Shane Powers, those people. And then,
I like that season.
yeah, me too. I feel like some people don't. And then Guatemala, they literally haven't brought anyone back except for Stephanie LaGrossa and Bobby John came back. And that's Danny Boatwright's season, and honestly, who knows who else played on that season.
Yeah.
So we will be going with.
Really?
Okay, the next two up are Cook Islands and Fiji's. I think that one is pretty not up for debate. Fiji, it's kind of a boring season. I don't like it, and I haven't finished it. I know what happens, but it's just so slow. And so yeah. And then Cook Islands, not everyone loves it as much as me, but Cook Islands is one of my favorites. Like I've seen it quite a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the season where Yule won, Ozzy's first season, Parvati's first season, Candace Cody's first season.
Yep.
Like that was a good season.
That was a really good one. I liked that one.
So we will be moving up Cook Islands. Cook Islands 1. If you know what I'm talking about. You don't. And then last but not least, China or Micronesia. That's the hardest one for me because Survivor China, that's like one of the best new player seasons. It's so great. That was Courtney Yates' first season. Todd Herzog won with Amanda Kimmel by his side doing a horrible jury speech. Big James Clement, he was on that season. Jean Robert, we don't need to remember him. Yeah, there's a lot of good people on that season. It was really good, and but then also I love Micronesia. That's the first fans was his favorites with the Black Widow Brigade with Natalie Bolton, Alexis, you probably don't remember them as much, but then Sari Fields, Amanda Kimmel, and Parvati, they were the 5 people, and then that's where they voted out Eric with the immunity necklace, and yeah, and then Ozzy was on that season. I think it's a really great season, but so is China. But I think we'll have to move up Micronesia.
Yeah.
Just because it's better, but China could have made it farther.
No, I like China. I think Ozzy was kind of full of himself, wasn't he?
Yeah.
On that one.
but we're talking about the season as a whole. We're not blaming
I know.
I'm vetoing your decision.
Okay.
We're moving up Micronesia. It's a better season.
Micronesia, okay.
China could have beaten some of these ones, but I think Micronesia is a much better season.
Okay.
Dalton Ross has it as the top season.
Wow.
Gabon versus Tocantins. Nobody really likes Gabon. It was like there was like shining people in it, but I feel like they just stood out because everyone else was not great. That was Bob Crowley's win. And then Tocantins is JT's win with Steven by his side and Taj over there and Coach doing Coachy. Coach doing yoga and Tyson doing Tyson.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think Tocantins wins because
definitely.
Because Gabon's not that great.
Yeah.
So Tocantins. And then next up we have Samoa versus Heroes versus Villains. Can we just say that Heroes versus Villains wins there?
Oh yeah.
Like it's well regarded as most, like a lot of people have that as like the top season like ever.
Yeah.
So and Samoa, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then we've got Battle of Nicaragua versus Redemption Island. So no one really likes Nicaragua, where it was like, it started out where everyone thought it was a boring season, and then it wasn't as bad as we were chalking it up to be, so people were like, oh, it's not that bad. But then people said that too much, so now it's bad again. And maybe it's not that bad again, because it's been flopping back and forth, but I think it's not very great. But then Redemption Island is also not very great. It's got a good cast, I feel. No. There's certain people that are good in it, but like, just because Boston Rob dominated so much, like it wasn't that great. But I think I'd still move up Redemption Island, for my opinion.
Yeah.
How would you
Over
feel?
the other one.
Yeah. Because you probably don't even remember Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got South Pacific versus One World. South Pacific is Sophie Clark's winning season, and One World is Kim Spradlin's dominant season.
Okay.
So Kim Spradlin is probably considered the most dominant one-time winning play ever. I'm not sure if that made sense, but like one-time win and done, one and done.
Yeah.
Kim Spradlin's the most dominant, but that made it quite boring. And then South Pacific, a lot of people don't enjoy that season too much, but I think it's better. And honestly, I kind of enjoyed South Pacific. There's some interesting spots, but like most of the time, South Pacific is where Ozzy came back and was interesting. Which is when he had the really long hair again.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like, then he came back. And I think because the first time he just did challenges and he couldn't get votes because he wasn't strategic enough.
Yeah.
The second time he was just kind of cocky. And then the third time he was trying to be all strategic. Ozzy can't be strategic.
Yeah.
Ozzy can come and swim and breathe underwater and be a mermaid.
Yeah.
He can be a mermaid / fish, but not a strategic player. But it was kind of funny. Coach came back. That was when he was really into like the praying and stuff. And then there's like all the other people on that season. So basically, I think South Pacific is better.
Yeah.
Do you have an argument for One World?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So where's right? Season 23. Okay, and then next one is Philippines versus Caramoan. So I think everybody loves Philippines. That was Denise Stapley won that season. She's your age.
Okay,
Yeah.
Short hair.
Short hair. Short stature,
Yeah.
short.
She was good.
Yeah, and then with Malcolm as her buddy, where they got down to 2 people on their tribe, and then 3 people came back. It was Russell Swan, it was Jonathan Penner, and another person who shall not be named. And then we also had that was a season where Lisa Welchel came and played.
Oh, yeah.
I think there were other people on that season, but those are the like main people who were on the season. So I think that's well regarded as one of the greatest seasons. But and everyone hates Caramoan because they think it's boring, but I've watched the whole pre-merge recently, and I wasn't that bored. Like, I really like Caramoan. That was Cochran's winning season.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
And like,
I loved that season.
Yeah, everybody like doesn't like that season, like bottom 10.
Really?
I think
surprising.
Rob's doing a season ranking right now, but it's from like the listeners. Rob Sessionino, he has a podcast. And then it's like, and I think it just came up, and it was like I think he called it the 29th best season.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was pretty low, but I kind of liked it, but I don't know.
I love that
Maybe
season.
we should move Philippines up just because like
Okay.
group consensus. But if both me and you like, what would you do? Philippines or Caramoan?
Who was Philippines again? Oh, Denise. Yeah, I would go with Cochran.
See, I'm not the biggest Cochran fan, but like. Yeah. I liked that season, and I know no one likes it, but me and my mom do, and we're the only people here.
That's right.
Okay, so this one, I think I might have to do a personal thing and move Blood versus Water up, because Blood versus Water is one of my favorite seasons. The first one, not San Juan del Sur. But then Cagayan, that's probably like one of the top 5 seasons of all time in most people's opinion, and like group consensus of Survivor fans. And I do like Cagayan, and it could beat most of these other seasons. But for me personally, I really like Blood versus Water. How about you?
Yeah, I love Blood versus
But then
Water.
There's also Cagayan is Tony's first season.
Okay. Yeah, Tony and Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah was there.
Yeah.
And then like Morgan, LJ, Cass, Spencer. Yeah, all those people.
All those guys. Okay.
So like. It is a really great season, and any other person would probably move that up. But I'm going to move up Blood versus Water because I like it.
Yeah, that was really good.
That is like, I don't know, it's one of my favorite seasons. So, you know, this is why it's not general consensus ranking. It's Jade and Mom's rankings.
That's right.
Next up, we have San Juan del Sur versus Worlds Apart. I don't mind San Juan del Sur. That was the second Blood versus Water, but with random people. Natalie Anderson, 20, won that one.
Yeah.
Come on, Twinny, let's go.
Yes.
That's an Amazing Race thing, but like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know. Like, I don't know, there'd always be like, Natalie and Nadia were on The Amazing Race first, if you don't watch that show. But then, like, they'd be like running, and then one of them would be like, come on, Twinny, let's go.
20.
Twinny!
Mhm.
And then Worlds Apart is Mike Holloway's season. It was the white collar, no collar,
Oh,
blue collar.
that was
It's
a
like-
fun season. It was a fun season, but I can't even remember the winner. I mean, like, I can't even picture what he looks like.
Okay, so I'm not sure if that was clear, but the Dirty 30 went out, and San Wendell moved on. Next up, Second Chance versus Co Wrong. I don't think that's a question. Second Chance is when they brought back, like, Spencer. Jeremy Collins won that season with his meat shield strategy and stuff.
That's right.
Tasha was there. Cass, Sierra Easton, a lot of people. I think that's a really good season.
Yeah.
And Stephen Fishback, our favorite Muppet.
Yes. Muppet of a
So
man.
we have a joke because when we first watched that season, I think I was probably like, 6, 7?
Yeah, you were pretty young.
I was pretty young, so I didn't like recognize these seasons because I hadn't seen Tolkien. Like, I wasn't watching Tolkien from my baby bed, so I hadn't seen it because I was like 3 when his first season came out. So we didn't recognize him. And with his glasses, I don't think he does. But without his glasses, look up Stephen Fishback. You cannot tell me he does not look like a Muppet. I love Stephen Fishback, but he looks like a Muppet. So that's what we used to call him.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Second Chance. Oh, by the way, I don't think we talked about Co Wrong, but Co Wrong is the second Brains versus Bronze versus Beauty. It was Michelle Fitzgerald won, Aubrey Bracco's first season. It was a good season, but not as good as Second Chance.
Yeah.
And fun fact, they actually filmed Co Wrong before Second Chance, but they wanted it to be like they came out and then they went. So they Co Wrong got aired after it.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was like within 2 months, but
yeah.
technically Co Wrong should have been first.
Oh.
Okay, then next is Millennials versus Gen X and Game Changers. I think Millennials versus Gen X takes the cake on that one.
That was a really fun season.
That was Adam Klein's winning season. Hannah Shapiro was on there. Ty Trang, Ken McNichol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Basketball player.
yeah.
His name.
And then Game Changers was, they brought back Game Changers, and no one thinks they're Game Changers. And even if it was, like, I feel like it was it was like they could have done a season that was like honestly, if they called that season something else, maybe it would have been better, because if they could have done one tribe of their like I don't know, all stars versus small stars, or that would, I don't think they'd want it called that, or like Legends of the Game versus Joel, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that had good potential that you'd like to see that you feel like deserved a second chance, but they didn't change the game in any way. And then there was like 9 people who actually were big names. But yeah. So yeah, I think Millennials, Gen X takes the cake on that one.
Definitely.
So. And then here we have HHH versus Ghost Island. So heroes versus healers versus hustlers.
That's right. They're really grasping on that title.
But here's the thing. I know I can say them in order.
Yeah.
Heroes, healers, hustlers.
Wow.
Yeah. That was Ben Driebergen's season. Chrissy was there. There was like I think Devin Pinto. It was like I don't think people really like that season. I've seen it, like I was there, but I don't have strong memories of it, because it was just like Ghost Island, I don't know if that's one of my favorites, but I think I liked it better. That was when Dama Bate and Wendell, they made it to the final 3 with Laurel, but they tied, so then she became a member of the jury, like the first ever tie in the final. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think I'd move Okay, so I think we're gonna move up Ghost Island, because I think that season is better. So 35. And then next we have 37. I had to put them up there because I messed up. But we have Edge of Extinction versus David versus Goliath. So here's the thing. Not a lot of people like Edge of Extinction because of the end result. And everybody loved David versus Goliath. But I really like Edge of Extinction.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the twist at all, and I don't like that Chris won. But like, it's not his fault. And like, okay, maybe the last episode is bad, but the rest of the season I really like, and I like it was a really good cast.
Was that the one where he put himself up against him to do fire?
Yeah, he came back and then.
I love that he won. I was into that.
He played
I know you
6
days.
You
You didn't like that, but I loved it.
No one does.
Well, I'm sorry. I guess I'm the only person in the world, but I will stand by it.
You,
I love it.
You, Dad, Chris Underwood himself.
Yeah.
Chris Underwood's mom.
Uh-huh.
And maybe 3 other people.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, I'm not afraid to stand alone.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move that season up, but not because of Chris winning. But and David versus Goliath.
That was a great season.
It was.
Yeah.
And people would probably put that in the top 5 seasons of all time.
Yeah.
And I might too, but I really like Edge of Extinction, so I'm moving it up. Because I'm the CEO of this YouTube channel. Okay, last but not least for the first ones are Island of the Idols versus Winners at War. Is there a question?
There's no question there.
So Winners at War is the most recent season, and Island of the Idols is Island of the Idols.
Yeah. Winners at War, for sure.
Yep. So that's concluding for this part, and now we're going to talk about, I'm going to take a pee break first. By the way, I'd like to change what I said about Edge of Extinction. I don't mind Chris as a winner per se because of the twist, but I don't like the twist itself.
Ah, okay.
So if I wish Edge of Extinction wasn't a thing that happened, and I know people will be like, well, then you wouldn't have gotten Rick Devens. Okay, then Victoria wins the season, and I'd be happy with that. Like, I liked Rick Devens, and maybe he'd get a second chance, but like, I don't know, I don't like the twist. But because the twist happened, you can't blame Chris Underwood. Anyways, so next up, we're going to do Winners at War versus Survivor Australia.
Winners at War.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Winners at War, come for more. Winners at War, you better get ready. They're coming for you. Here's Jeff Probst's Cajun Grandma.
Proud.
I think Jeff Probst's Cajun Grandma would be proud.
Yeah.
Yes. I would move up the Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad we're in consensus. Amazon. We're just gonna go season 6. Cause I don't know, I liked the Amazon. Pearl Islands versus Palau.
Wow.
I'd say Pearl Islands. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Pearl Islands.
Yeah. Panama versus Cook Islands. I'd say Cook Islands.
Definitely Cook Islands.
Yes. Micronesia and Tocantins, I'd say Micronesia.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm going kind of fast now because we've got to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Because I've already described the seasons.
Yeah.
Edge of Extinction versus Heroes versus Villains. Sorry, Edge of Extinction, I just fought for you really hard. But Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah.
Like, it's Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah.
HVH. And then 22 versus 23, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so Redemption Island versus South Pacific. I'd say South Pacific.
Okay.
I think I enjoyed that season more than the average person. And Caramon versus Blood versus Water. I'd say Blood versus Water.
Yeah, Blood
Tyson
versus
season.
Water.
Yeah.
I think it's a stronger season.
Season 27. Sam Wendell-Durr versus who won there? Second Chance. I'd say Second Chance. No, like Sam Wendell-Durr. It's okay, and I like it better than some people do. But Second Chance was really good. And then Millennials versus Gen X versus HHH, Heroes.
Oh, okay.
So Millennials, Gen X.
Millennials, Gen X.
Okay. So, next up, we have, oh man, so Winners at War, the Amazon. And, yeah. I really like the Amazon, but Winners at War was good too.
Yeah,
What would you?
I would go with Winners at War.
Okay, me too.
That would be my...
Winners at War, coming for more. Winners at War. That was Jeff Probst's Cajun Grandma.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what I'm talking about, they did on the very premiere, when they had the big premiere party in LA, Jeff Probst did a panel along with the people who were there. I think it was Sophie G. Clark. I don't know why I had to put her middle initial. I just wanted to say that. Okay, Sophie Clark, Ethan Zahn, Parvati Shallow, Robin Amber Mariano, Sandra Diaz Twine, and Wendell Holland. And Jeff Probst did a panel with Dalton Ross of Entertainment Weekly, and it was very fun. But it's kind of funny because he was like, "Yeah, I was just singing this tune in my kitchen, and then I was like, wow, that should be a theme song for." This is all of Jeff Probst saying, and then I was thinking like we should get like a Cajun grandma to sing it, and then we had no idea what they're talking about until like episode 2 when it was like, "You better get ready, they're coming for you." There's a couple more verses. Okay, then, this is hard. Micronesia, Cook Islands, and Pearl Islands. Ew. So I think Cook Islands is out. Okay. Sorry, Cook Islands. Yeah. But I think I'd say Micronesia.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, let's see who we got now. We got Heroes versus Villains versus South Pacific versus Blood versus Water. So, I'd say Heroes versus Villains wins. Yeah. I mean, it's Heroes versus Villains. I think Blood versus Water could have made it farther against other maybe not. I don't know. And then down here, we've got Second Chances versus Millennials Gen X. I think Second Chances wins. Okay. Are we all returning player seasons now? Yeah, we are.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Then we've got Winners at War versus Micronesia. I'd move out Micronesia.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how you feel.
Who won Micronesia again?
Parvati.
I do remember. Oh, Parvati.
And then Soooo was third. Amanda Kimmel was second. Fourth with Natalie Bolton. Then Ice Cream Scooper Eric. Then Alexis. Then
I think for me, Winners at War would be.
But do you think it's recency bias?
It could be, but it's your,
it's my I think I'd move up Micronesia, but it's hard because Micronesia, it's like one of the best of the seasons a while ago, and then this one is very recent, so you don't. So like I'm recency bias could pick it up. I think I'm gonna go with Micronesia. Okay. And then we've got Heroes versus Villains versus Second Chance. I think Heroes versus Villains wins.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh. I think we have our final 2.
And I'm not even surprised. Like, I wasn't sure who'd be up against it, but I knew Heroes versus Villains would be in the end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I think 1, 2, 3, Heroes versus Villains.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know what you were doing.
What would you say? Well, you don't really like Micronesia as much as Winners at War, so
I would say Heroes versus Villains.
I think everyone would say it's the best season of all time, and I think I'm gonna agree with that. Apparently. I'm a little bit sad China didn't make it farther.
Yeah, China was good.
But yeah, so we made our bracket, and apparently Heroes versus Villains is the best season, and I think I'd agree with that. I think most people would agree with that. And I'm going to try not to hit myself in the face. But, so anyways, this is our Survivor bracket for March Madness because we don't know anything about sports.
No.
All we know is that Daniel DiLorenzo is the captain of sports. But that's about as far as it goes. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. I can't talk. I haven't drinking water like all day. Well, I have like this morning, but it's been a while and I need to...
Yeah. Go get some water.
I will after this. And then subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Turn your post notifications on so you get notified every time I post a new video. What day do I post new videos, Mom?
Thursday.
And then, and I will see you next week. Except, I'm probably posting a lot of videos next week because of Easter drama, so stay tuned. And you should have those post notifications on so you can know. So, I will see you whenever I post again. Thanks for watching.